Let's bring in now Ted Williams, former D.C. homicide detective and a criminal and civil trial attorney and Fox News contributor. Ted, thank you so much for joining us on this really breaking news evening. What are your thoughts on Ghislaine Maxwell being found guilty of 5 of the 6 federal charges tonight?
Let me just use the word hooray. Let me just say that Ghislaine Maxwell was a pimp. We need to just call her for what she was. She was pimping these young, innocent girls for this man, Jeffrey Epstein, who escaped by killing himself in jail. Justice was done. What we saw here today, ladies and gentlemen, we saw the working of the criminal justice system. We saw how a jury methodically went over the evidence. And as a result of going over the evidence, they came back and they convicted this pimp on 5 of the 6 counts against her. The sad commentary, and what I would love to have, is that Jeffrey Epstein would be here to actually face trial. He took the easy way out, and now she's here. And what I'm saying simply is, as Tyrus just said, and I hope they throw the book at her. What we found, unfortunately, were rich people, people who could afford just about anything, going out, using this woman, Ghislaine Maxwell, as a pimp to get and pursue these young, innocent girls, all for the appetite of a sexual predator. So the jury, I take my hat off to you all. You all did the right and proper thing. You looked at the evidence. You took your time to go through the evidence, and you came up with these guilty counts. And I am happy. I think clearly America can say that justice was done tonight for these 4 young women.
Right, Ted. You know, we had a statement earlier from attorney Brad Edwards, who represented 6 of the Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein victims. And he said exactly what you were saying. He said this is the right verdict. He said without her, Jeffrey just would have been a sexual predator without victims on which to perpetrate his sick crimes. He said she created the monster that hurt so many people, and this jury finally delivered these victims justice, Ted. Leslie Marshall has a question for you.
Sure.
In your professional experience, hi Ted, in your professional experience, you know, you talked about her being a pimp. I agree wholeheartedly. I also agree with rotten hell and rotten prison as well. Don't be surprised the liberal here says that. But how likely is it that this will continue? Because she, the pimp, can't do this alone. She, the pimp, didn't do this alone. I mean, she helped Jeffrey Epstein by going out and gathering the trust of these young girls, that wolf in sheep's clothing that she was. But there were drivers. There were so many people, servants, if you will, that worked in his homes, and people that flew them. There are many individuals that saw what was going on and kept cashing their paychecks. And I feel those people are just as guilty, as Tyrus said. How likely that this net goes larger and wider to get more, and if possible, everyone involved?
You know, there's always that possibility, because what will happen now at some stage here, Ghislaine Maxwell will be sentenced. And at that stage, she may very well be able to go into the prosecutors and make a deal with them for a reduction in that sentence by helping to bring the rich and the powerful, as well as the individuals that you said there, Leslie, the drivers, people who actually saw what was going on and turned a blind eye to innocent young kids. And this is what we're talking about. Let's not forget this. We're talking about young girls. And the thing about it is, while only 4 testified and only 4 were involved in this trial, there are many others out there. And I'm hoping that as a result of what we've seen here, this guilty verdict, that those individuals will come forward, help prosecutors to bring some of these sexually deviant individuals to justice.
Ted Williams, thank you so much. Former D.C. homicide detective and attorney. Your insight was valuable as always. We're so grateful, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.